Hello, BookTube. I've been thinking, and I've been helped in my thinking by a cup or two of wine. I've been thinking about BookTube. I'm thinking about the phenomenon of BookTube. I'm thinking about its growth. More channels every day, more channels every week, and also, of course, BookTube was just in the New York Times. I'm thinking, what is BookTube right now? Is it at a crossroads? What is its future? These are kind of windy philosophical questions that I have when I've had a cup or two of wine. I wish there were a bigger BookTuber who could talk about these things with me. I just don't know who such a person could be. Hello, Olive. And congratulations on 10,000 subscribers. Good Lord. It's the big time. Several of you have pointed out to me that I'm an inch away from 5,000 subscribers. That's chicken feed compared to 10,000 subscribers. She didn't say that. I said that. She's not one of those BookTubers. But it made me wonder, what is BookTube? What is BookTube?
You asked me the same thing last time.
Yeah, I did.
It hasn't changed.
I'm asking it now with a slightly French accent in the fingers
and
because
Italian hands.
I spent the last week reading and writing about Charles de Gaulle. So what is BookTube? But do you think we've reached a paradigmatic shift? Or is that the wine talking?
That's definitely wine.
Does it make you wonder? When you hit 10,000, I immediately thought about BookTubers who long since left that in the dust. All those people in the New York Times article, for instance, have long since, they don't remember when they had only 10,000 subscribers.
I don't know that that's true.
Okay, well, they might literally remember. She's, of course, thinking, someone might forget something? How odd. But I meant figuratively. I meant figuratively someone might forget something, not literally. What? Did they get a baseball bat to their head? But you know what I mean. If you're at 100,000 subscribers, 150,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers.
You might forget the emotion that you felt.
And 10,000 might, despite your better instincts, seem small. Start to seem small.
When you're at that level?
When you're at that level.
Yeah, probably. I can't speak to that.
No, but you know. But what is it? What do you see BookTube becoming? In the next
I see it becoming more prominent.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In the public's eye or
in
publisher's eye, certainly.
Yes. I think they're going to start paying more attention, especially now if it's getting the attention of the New York Times.
Imagine how many publishers or publicists saw
now
that
like,
article and thought, what? Yes, I had no idea. Mm-hmm. A direct route to readers?
Yeah.
Imagine how many of them know that now that didn't know that last week.
Yeah. And I think we both have known that they didn't take it as seriously, and I think they will now.
I've lost count of the number of publicists that I've talked to who I was introducing them to BookTube, to its existence. They had no idea, otherwise they'd never thought. But as publishers become more aware, is that going to affect BookTube? Right now we already have a huge number of BookTubers who want publishers to be aware of it. At all sizes of channels. I want those free books.
I will freely say, when you are not a BookTuber, you're not part of this community, the idea of someone sending you a free book because they want you to talk about it on a public platform, that's exciting.
Yeah.
But then you get sent a few...
It
does. It comes with strings attached. It comes with pressure. I request things on NetGalley that I never read because that's my thing. And I feel guilty about it. Yeah, and then I'm at the point I'm like, I should just stop doing that because that's not good for me.
Because they're not asking you to do anything. But what about publishers who send you something and say...
NetGalley expects you to do things, though. They want your read to requested ratio to be a certain...
Oh, God.
And then future publishers look at that ratio of how many things they're approved for. Are they going to actually read those things?
My read to ratio is awful. There are tons and tons of BookTubers who get promotional deals from publishers. They get a book in exchange for attention. I mentioned this on my channel before. It's not as sweet a deal as it looks, because the attention is what the publisher wants. They don't care if you're honest about it.
Because you've said, and it's absolutely true, that just someone noticing the book is worth the postage to send them.
Out of the sea of books, 150,000 in every season at least, in one country alone, yes, out of the sea of books, your victory is that someone notices you, especially if they notice you to a big audience. A lot more publishers and publicists are going to start to see this is something I should have paid attention to.
That is what I think is going to happen.
Is that healthy, do you think?
I think it's going to change a lot of dynamics.
For the better? Or are you being extremely diplomatic here? There's a communal aspect to BookTube, a community aspect, a raw aspect.
Mm-hmm. Which is good and can have its drawbacks.
It can be threatened, though. If the more publishers notice it, the more it will be threatened, the more corporate it will get.
It has the potential to.
Yes, it does. Not in some cases. Not in all cases, but yeah. So would that be, if I could draw it out of you, would that be an olive caution to new booktubers? Be very careful what you want to do.
I would say...
A lot of new booktubers look to you. 10,000
You said the same thing last time, and I don't believe you anymore this time.
And yet, what's happened between then and now? BookTube has now been, it grows all the time, and it's now been noticed by the New York Times.
Yes.
That's a very different
It's a very
world.
big thing.
What would you say to them? Somebody out there thinking about starting a channel.
I mean, it's so hard when you're first starting because there is that excitement of getting free books in the mail. I could be important enough to get free books in the mail. I would say be very careful about what you allow to occupy your attention. If someone sends you something and you feel the pressure to review that, is it worth receiving that in the mail for free? If then you're committing to something.
Because if there's pressure, it's not free anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And the novelty of receiving free books goes away, as you all know. Although you still get very excited when they come in the mail.
Some might even say squealishly excited.
But do you feel the obligation to review them?
Well, no, but my situation's different. Because I'm not reviewing things on BookTube.
That's true.
I'm an old school reviewer. So everybody that's sending me books knows perfectly well that doesn't mean a review. That doesn't even mean consideration for review. Everything that happens after that is totally up to me or my editors, but it has nothing to do with the fact that you put postage on something. but
I would hope that something similar would happen for booktubers. Is
be,
that this is for your consideration?
Yes.
Not...
It'd be nicer if more publishers put it that way. Mm-hmm. But a lot of publishers think this is a new venue, these are young people, they can be bullied. Mm-hmm.
That's my worry.
Yeah. It's an important thing to point out. Your attention is a coin that you have control over, and it's more valuable than anything. In the 21st century, it's more valuable than anything. Far more valuable than somebody putting a book in an envelope and sending it to you. It's much more important than that.
Because that's flattering, and then a lot of people say, like, oh, they sent that to me, like...
I must be something. Other people have to pay $35 for this thing. God, they think that. Mm-hmm. But that's not true. They sent it to you for a reason. A reason that doesn't apply to all of those people who pay $35 for it, but does apply to you. The important thing to keep in mind is that you have an important thing in this negotiation. It's not trivial at all. And that's going to happen, though, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Now that the spotlight is on BookTube, more than it ever has been, that's what's going to happen.
I think there will be a period of time where it happens before booktubers find their own footing and establish this is how you interact with booktubers, with the publishing industry. It's going to be a start of a whole new discussion. That's what I think.
I'm right here for it. I'm happy to help. You are too, though. So many people go to you for an idea of what they should become on BookTube.
I don't know why you say that. Are you talking with all of these people?
I watch your comments.
As do I.
Then you must see it, same as I do. And it's a question for the future. BookTube. It's a question for the future. We don't know what we'll title this video. But I think in many ways this is going out to people who are new. Mm. Be aware. You have power in this equation. This is not just, if more attention is thrown on BookTube, we'll get more free stuff. More attention is thrown on BookTube because the attention will come from the fact that people are realizing there's power here. And there is, right? I mean, yeah. You talk directly to potential buyers.
Yes.
And over time you develop their trust. Hopefully. You develop their trust. You recommend a book, you say, I had this, and this problem with it, but here's why I think it was really good. That person then goes out, tries the book at the library or wherever, and realizes, that person that I heard that from was entirely right. Mm-hmm. You do that 2 or 3 times, 4 or 5 times, 10 or 11 times, all of a sudden, you've
trust develops.
A trust develops, yes. I was going to say the horrible 21st century idiom, you have a brand.
My brand.
I know. Yes. A publicist who believes in her books. She has 8 books that she's repping. She believes genuinely in all of them. She's taken them all home in an overstuffed bag and read them. She believes in them. The only chance she has to develop that kind of trust is in the cover copy. She never talks to the people. Never talks to potential customers. So they're going to look at it and see, well, okay, here's 2, 3, 4 dozen people who do that. They're going to want to be allies. That's the key is that I want to stress here. Allies is fine. Employers is not fine.
Yes.
Employers, and you start to betray the trust that you have built because someone's paying you. That's the
working with them on equal footing is different.
Yeah.
I've been contacted, full disclosure, by publishers who've seen reviews I've done of specific books. Like, we love what you did with that. Can we talk to you about maybe sending you new ones in the future with what we have? Yes.
Wow.
But that's not me going to them. That's
no.
And I know that you could email them, say, hey, I did a review.
Right.
That's not my style.
But it's also not them going to you and saying, here's what we want you to say about this book. Right? If they know you well enough, they know you're not going to do that.
And the publishers who are willing to come to me with that of, we really like that thing that you did that was done without us being involved at all. Would you be willing to do that again if we sent you something? And those are the type of publishers that I want to work with.
And that's the type of publisher all of you should do. The question should be, I have developed something. I've created something here that's of value to you. You can't do it, and I can. So your question to me should be, will you? Not, here's what we want you to do. Too much of that happens on BookTube. And it's only because BookTubers are eager, like you say. They consider
They're excited.
They're excited because it's such a big deal to get a new book from a publisher. Yeah. My point for this rambly, wine-infused video would be, for those, especially those of you who are new and who are dreaming of that, be patient. Build what it is that you do. Yeah. And then you'll value it. And if you do, other people will.
Yeah. And you can be just as excited as you want, but keep it all in perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just not to say temper your excitement for it. I was very excited with my first arc.
I don't remember my first arc.
Really?
I think it was the first draft of the Ten Commandments. I think it was just a stone thing. I don't remember what it was. But I'm sure I was excited. Oh, let me get off camera here and give you a closing visage you're going to love. Oh.
It's the baby.
It's the little Frola. I can't exactly say, in all honesty, that she's been particularly good today. But there are hours left.
All right.
She might be. Oh, she's just a trifle excitable. Like those young booktubers we were talking about. Not to compare. Just a state of the art on BookTube. I would love to hear. I'm sure you would too. What you all think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially those of you who just encountered BookTube. What is it that you're encountering?
Yeah, and what did you think of the Times article? I'm very interested.
What did you think of the Times article? What do you think of its bigger implications? What does it mean?
The New York Times article.
The New York
That's
Times.
Crazy.
Introducing millions of people to something they didn't know existed.
To a bunch of people who would probably be interested in it. It's crazy.
Yes, to watch a video of another book person.
People talk about books on YouTube. We've all had that discovery at one point. People talk about this on YouTube.
Yeah.
To millions of readers.
And then
crazy.
you can talk to them. Direct. So comment.
Yes.
Flood us with comments. Tell us what you think. But we're going to get back to drinking. Yes.
And playing with the puppy.
And playing with the puppy. Oh. Thank you, BookTube.